Welcome back, folks. Today, I want to allow Amanda Reifer to reintroduce herself. So, you may recognize the free spirited Barbadian born songstress from her frontwoman days leading the UK based Barbadian band Cover Drive. But today, she's all on her own. And so Amanda Reifer is currently rolling out the project that will reignite her solo career called the Reifer Files. And the forthcoming, album comprised of earworm interludes, immersive visual content, and full-length songs, will essentially, from what I've heard, capture her essence and fierce water sign perspective, which I just can't wait to experience. And so this project should serve as really a preface to who Amanda Reifer is, and word on the street is that she's ready to share it with the world. So let's hop into Amanda's background and let's get to know her a little bit better. Amanda recorded her most recent project with a mission to reestablish herself as a solo act after bursting onto the scene with her band in the early 2010s. And so she acknowledges her group's run as a great first industry experience, but realized it was time to explore who she was as a woman, and also an artist outside of the context of, three guys, with the band comprising of herself, and three male, bandmates. So with that said, this ambitious singer, really picked up, moved to LA and started over, in every sense of the word. And, from that, I think that's such a big indicator of how much she believed in herself, believed in her craft. And didn't let, of course, any perceptions or, outside thoughts encourage or deter her, from pursuing, her destined solo path. Fast forward to today, Amanda Reifer is proud of where she is in her musical journey. According to various media outlets, one being BT, everything that has helped, birth Amanda Reifer's music career started in Barbados. Surprise, surprise, from discovering her biggest influences to to slowly nurturing her gifts. And the singer says, it was honestly a dream growing up on a tiny Caribbean island. Everyone knows each other, everyone is connected. It's just a supportive place. And, growing up surrounded by friends, family, love, great food, and being connected to the earth, is really a child's dream. She was outdoors a lot, definitely running around barefoot. And, those are fond memories, of her formative years in Barbados, which has encouraged her, of course, to be such a grounded person today. So Amanda Reifer credits her drive and determination to being from the Caribbean. And yeah, the Caribbean is a very creative place. To Amanda's point, this is where she was able to tap into her love for poetry, words, literature. This even sparked her love for songwriting, especially around the age of 15, just because around this age, soon enough, she would form, the band known as Cover Drive. It was a four-piece band, as I mentioned before. Her three guys, and they got signed to a record label in the UK straight out of secondary school, also known as high school in the Caribbean. And with them seeing success in their active years and scoring, top five, of course, records on the UK charts, and also opening up for, Rihanna during her 2011 Loud tour. Great tour, by the way. Went to that tour. It was amazing. But, I will say they experienced, some continued success even after that. Their most popular single was Twilight, a pop style kind of summertime vibe track, which was, of course, held up by Amanda Reifer's vocals, and that hit number one in the UK. So, Amanda, from what I understand, even with that number one success in the UK, wanted to really focus on her solo career and just kind of do what she felt she was put on this earth to do, which was sing, songwrite, and make a career out of music. And so she did that. Now, a move across the pond put Amanda Reifer in the right creative space to connect with producers, dig into her songwriter bag, grind, of course, a bit and get life experience. But writing for other people turned into writing for herself, which then turned into writing the Reifer Files. her pride and joy from what we've heard. And so, creating the music, she says, was the easy part, but turning it into a full audiovisual experience was one of the biggest challenges, is what she's mentioned to a few media outlets out there in regards to her upcoming Reefer Files, project. So I know we're all excited to kind of see where, of course, the visuals go with this, but we fully understand, how difficult, it can be to create a well-rounded packaged product visually and audibly. So word on the street is that the Reefer Files sound wise will be the result of a 8-track project. Could be changed by now, but hopefully, it is still that 8-track project from my research, highlighting Reefer's fluid style, accentuating, really the melting pot of her, of course, influences. So she's got pop in there, reggae, hip hop, and some soul elements. At its core, from what I've researched, just the new music that she's going to be putting out is going to be a great representation of who, she is, some of the complexities of being a woman, and, just many other things all at once. I think Amanda's going to try to cover a lot of, of course, narratives within this project, which will be able to, we'll be able to see a lot of different sides of her, and also her versatility here, which will be amazing. So, in case you haven't caught on yet to this theme, I think, Amanda Reifer at this moment is well into her introduction era, reintroduction era, where she's kind of labeling, the Reifer Files as volume one, which is amazing. That means that there's more to come. And from my research with what she's told some media outlets, and I will quote this, every era is an introduction to who I am because I will constantly evolve and grow. The singer, of course, shared that quote, I believe, with BET. And I did see that quote a few other places. She seems pretty consistent with, where she sees herself and what she thinks about herself, which is amazing. And it seems like she is all about growth, truth, and authenticity in what she's doing, which, hopefully we kind of see reflected in the music. And I shouldn't even say hope. I can pretty much guarantee that with how, of course, Amanda has been releasing music leading up to this point. And, of course, just kind of with her aura, she seems like a very genuine person. Even with her behind the scenes footage, she's always just relaxing. She's always seems to be within her comfort zones and really showing us how she relaxes and tries to channel, her creative muse. So even with that said, I'm really looking forward to, Miss Reefer's, of course, the Reefer Files project. Of course, check it out. If you haven't, check out her website. It's actually a really, really smooth website. I would subscribe. You can listen to some of her, of course, older music here, just if you want to do any research. When it comes to, subscribing, you can, subscribe for a newsletter just in case you want to be updated on, of course, any music videos or anything coming up on her end. So go ahead, follow Amanda Reifer on all social media platforms, give her some support. And again, listen to that new album once it drops. But again, my name is Vaughn Forsyth. If you liked this video, please share, like, playlist. We'll be back with more videos in the future. Thanks for watching and stay blessed by the best.